We're going to start with Nick's Bears. We're going to put them in the boiler room. And Bass, we're going to start with you. I want to know what your record prediction is for the Chicago Bears this upcoming season and why.
Sorry, Nick. I'm going to go 8-9. I like what they're building there. I just think this year is going to be a continuation of what they're building. I don't think it's going to be to that point where it's like, okay, we're a 10, 11, 12 win team. Do I think they have the talent on the team to be one of those teams? Yeah, I do. But I think when you get a new coach into the building, some new players, a whole new offensive line, that continuity has to build through a season, not just preseason, not through camp. It has to build. I'm still not sold on Caleb. I'm not. I think he has all the talent in the world, but I'm still not sold on it. So I'm going 8-9 for the Bears.
All right. One bar, what is your record prediction for the Bears and why?
So I got them at 8-9. They're the biggest mystery here because their roster looks pretty damn good. Like they could surprise a lot of people. And also looking back at this next year, like, oh my God, I can't believe 8-9. Like there's so much intrigue with the Bears. To me, this is easily the biggest question mark in the division. They're going to be a better team. There's no doubt about that.
All right, Dose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9-8. I don't know how many upsets they pull off. That's kind of the thing I'm interested in. So I don't know how many upsets we're going to get pulled here, but I do feel like for the most part, they're going to pull off a couple division wins. Like they're going to split almost across the board, I think, here. So I'm going to go 9-8.
What is the overall record for your Chicago Bears this year?
I got the Bears at 10-7. They are going to make mistakes though. And we do play in the hardest division in football. So 6 games are coming against the hardest division in football. That said, but I'm going 10-7.
Let's talk about One Bar's Vikings. Baz, we'll start with you again. What do you think of the Vikings this year?
It's similar. It's just one thing I do know about the Vikings is their defense, right? With what Flores can do with that defense. But with McCarthy at quarterback, there is an uncertainty. That's how I look at things. If I have yet to see them play an NFL snap, I'm going to wait and see. I'm going 10-7. I'm going 10-7 for the Vikings. So
pretty good. All right, Dose.
Jesse, what
do you think, man? What are the Vikings doing?
So my guess is my prediction I have them with, and I'm leaning on a good start, is 11-6.
Nick, I mean, we know that you've got them losing week 1, but outside of that, what's the overall record here?
You know, I don't think the Vikings are going to have a losing record, but I'm going to go with 9-8 because they have so many injuries right now at the moment that it's going to impact the beginning of their season. I'm going with 9-8 though.
One Bar, you've sat back and you've listened to the disrespect of your Vikings. I know you're not a fan of this, although Dose, I think, 11-6, pretty fair. Pretty fair. Outside of that, though, man, what do you think of the opinions of the other 3? And then what are your opinions on the Minnesota Vikings this year?
It is what it is. Delta Vikings all damn day. It doesn't matter. I mean, JJ McCarthy, the biggest concerns for the Vikings last year, their biggest issues were interior offensive line and defensive line. But I think the Vikings will be 11-6, and this defense is going to be a big part of it. Christian Darrisaw is looking on pace to be back very, very early in the season, which is going to be huge. 14 wins last year. This coaching staff is absolutely elite, and this interior offensive line is what it is, and they actually run the ball. Jordan Mason, two-headed monster. There's gonna be some problems here, but the NFC North, as I was doing this, making these records, damn man, these are some solid ass teams. This is gonna be rough. You could take the 4 teams and flip it 18 times in different order. I'd be like, all right, that could actually happen. But the Vikings are not going to be 9-8. They're 9-8, Nick. I'm going to come on here, and I think I said it last year. I'll just sit here butt naked. I'm not going to say anything. They're getting more than 9 wins.
So if they don't, then you're going to come on naked.
Just I'll have the chair very low. I'm concerned about our subscriber count might go down, so
or it could go
up.
Yeah. I do have an OnlyFans page. Just saying.
All right, let's talk about the Packers. Nick, I'm going to start with you on this one. Actually, I want to see what you think of the Packers. What are your thoughts?
I was honestly shocked when he said 8-9. Honestly, I'm going to do the same for the Packers. I got them at 8-9. There's a lot in this division. One Bar said it best though. Like if I'm going to throw something up, I'm going to put the Packers at 8-9, or they could be 9-8. I just think that there's a tough division. Baz, I think you guys have the 14th hardest schedule? You don't know. If they get Parsons, different. This is a completely different conversation. But with how they have things right now, with how the Packers were at the end of last season, and just their injuries, because Watson's not going to be back this year, is he, Baz? I'm going 8-9, but it could switch up any day of the week. So I think 8-9 is where I'm going to land.
Dose, what do you think of the Green Bay Packers, man? What's their record?
Baz's gonna hate this. I'm going 7-10. I'm going 7-10, but here's the twist. They don't win a game starting November 23rd. they're done. They lose out.
I feel like I should know what November 23rd is. I'm assuming it's the Lions game. Haters, all of you.
Well, one bar I gotta know, man. It cannot be worse than 7-10 for the Packers from Dose. But what is that record for you?
It's not worse than 7-10, but the Packers, man, I'm trying to. They're a tough one. Like, how can teams not pick that apart? Jordan Love, I mean, I know I said it last week when we were ranking the quarterbacks. Like, he's got all the talent in the world, but he just doesn't scare me at all. I mean, the Vikings own him. I got him at 9-8. 9-8. I was between 9-8 and 8-9. I'm just not feeling the Packers this year.
Oh, all right. I'm a little shocked, not gonna lie. Baz,
Thank you.
I'm sure you're a little shocked as well.
No, not at all.
What is?
Guys. Not at all.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what's the reaction here? What's the record?
Well, here's the thing. I think the cornerback thing is a little overblown when you got Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams back there. I mean, cornerbacks are as good as your pass rush. And I think if we get better at pass rush, then your cornerbacks just get better on their own. I think Keyshawn Nixon was a lot better at boundary last year than he ever was in the nickel. I think Nate Hobbs was a nice signing. Now, given if he can remain healthy, he has a little bit of an injury concern there. Obviously, getting arthroscopic knee surgery this preseason. I think Jeff Hafley is already making a name for himself at a defensive coordinator to potentially get a head coaching job in the next few years. And the Packers, through all of that, not having Jair most of the year, Jordan Love with an injured knee, Jordan Love injuring his groin, leading the league in drop rate, they still went 11-6. And that's 5 losses against a very good division opponents. And I don't see them going 1-5 in the division again. I just don't see it. So I think it's a little disrespectful to say that because they led the league in drop rate for their quarterback. They drafted Matthew Golden. So yeah, not having Christian Watson, a concern, but I think Matthew Golden at this rate has a higher ceiling than Christian Watson and can become a true number one. The injuries are a little bit of a worry right now with Reed hurt, right? He's our main slot guy. He's a go-to guy for Love. With Wicks hurt, he can, be a change of pace wide receiver. But at the end of the day, man, the Packers under Matt LaFleur are still going to support a good offense. They're still going to run the football well. They have big bodies up front that can really dominate the run game with Josh Jacobs, who's one of the better backs in the NFL last year. And with Jordan Love being healthy, it opens up a whole other avenue of their playbook that they completely removed last year, which was play action and under center calls because of Jordan Love's injury. And that's a huge part of Matt LaFleur's game. They ran shotgun and pistol like all the time. It was honestly getting to a point where it was very annoying. So I got 12-5 because Jordan's healthy and no, the thumb's not an issue. He's already back full practice day, giving handoffs, taking snaps under center. He's fine. I'm more worried about other injuries around the team. But yeah, I got 12-5.
All right, it's time to roast the Lions, the Detroit Lions. Doses fighting Lions. One bar, we're going to start with you, sir. So what are your thoughts on the Detroit Lions, one bar?
The Lions, to me, are kind of like the Bears. I got a lot of questions. I mean, obviously the easy thing, low-hanging fruits, like the coaching staff. It's got whatever. How are they going to do that? They got some changes on the interior offensive line, but I got to give a little respect where respect is due. They're not going to win the 15 games they had last year, but I got them at 12-5. 12-5. I think they're still going to be good, but I don't have that scare factor until they prove it again this year with their new coaching staff. But 12-5. I mean,
yeah. So your North standings are Lions number 1 at 12-5. You've got the Vikings number 2 at 11-6. You've got the Packers number 3 at 9-8, and you've got the Bears rounding things out at 8-9. Nick, talk to me about the Detroit Lions. What's your record for them?
I'm going 11-6. I got the Lions at 11-6. I mean, plain and simple, I still think they're a good ball club. I still think that, in my personal opinion, they're going to lead the North again this year, but they're starting to, unfortunately, start going in this direction. Still a good team, though, but I see them losing some more games this year.
So basically what you're saying is what Dan Campbell said after the NFC championship loss to my 49ers a couple years ago. When you get there, you got to cash in because you never know what's going to happen. You're saying that the window's closed is what it sounds like.
A little bit.
Nick has the Lions also number 1 in the division at 11-6, although he has the Bears number 2 at 10-7. He has the Vikings at 9-8 at number 3, and then the Packers bringing up the rear at 8-9. So much for being friends. All right. Well, Baz, what say you about the Detroit Lions?
So I'll say this. I'm watching that now. Awesome show, by the way. And there's just so much like vibes and like the mentality with the Lions and Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Like it was all there. And to lose both those guys, I'm not saying the roster isn't still excellent or they're not going to be a good football team, because they are. But I don't think they're going to win 15 games. So I have the Lions, similarly to Nick, I have them at 11-6.
So your division standings, you have the Packers at 12-5. You have the Lions number 2 at 11-6. The Vikings at 10-7. Question is do all three of those teams make the playoffs?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think 2 years in a row.
Okay. And then you've got the Bears, similar to your friend Nick over there, with the Packers at 8-9. Dose, defend your Lions, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's realistically for me, I'm just hoping to get back in the playoffs. I don't care if we win the division. We can go 9-8, get the 7th seed. I just want to get back in. But ultimately, I think the identity and how they go about trying to win football games, blitzing a ton, running the ball first, having the personnel to do just that, I don't think that's really going to change very much.
All off of vibes and eyes. I like it. Well, you also have the Lions winning the division at 13-4. You have the Vikings in second place at 11-6. The Bears in third place at 9-8. And I would say the most shocking prediction out of everybody on the panel, the Packers at 7-10 in fourth place. 3 out of the 4 of you have the Lions winning the division, with the lone difference being Bass having the Packers winning.
Wait, no. If I've been keeping track, all other 3 have Packers last. Yeah.